the first team since Chicago Fire to win a playoff match as an expansion club. How do you feel? Was your reaction to today's match?
Well, an absolutely fabulous night for everyone. I'm not sure it could have gone more to script. An incredibly fast start and a great first 20 minutes. An absolutely cracking goal from Randall Leal coming off of his international duty. And to be honest, I thought a very good 20-25 minutes. We were able to reinforce that first goal and get ourselves in a very, very decent spot coming in to the break. And Dax's goal had all the hallmarks of such a leader in the group, striding from the halfway line, aware of everything around him and finishing with the sort of caliber and quality that we know he has. And it was just a fabulous night. The moments that we had to batten down the hatches and defend well, we did. And I thought we showed all the qualities that were necessary to win a playoff game.
Thank you, Coach. We will open the floor for questions. We will begin with one from Ray Hills with the Tennessean.
Gary, congratulations on your first MLS Cup playoff win for Nashville. As we said, and as you alluded to a little bit, Leal, Mukhtar, and Cadiz on the field for the first time. Can you take me through the evolution of that? Was that maybe something you saw during the Orlando week or sometime prior and going into this match, or was this something more of a target date to get them on the field at the same time?
Well, there's been one or two difficulties with those guys in different areas. Yonder came into the group in the summer window. Physically, athletically, he wasn't where he needed to be, and there was some work to be done. And I think you've seen how, we've all tried to move Yonder into, working and giving us more minutes. Hanny's had his own physical problems, one or two groin and hamstring issues, and that really sort of plays into maybe his transition from Europe to the US and travel. And Randall really has given us, if you like, the most minutes and match play out of the trio. But I think what we were able to see for a short period in Orlando was that when those three guys were on the field, there's a synergy and a connection that, takes the group to another level. And I have to be honest, I thought all three of them in the opening 20-25 minutes, in one way, shape or form, were instrumental in us being 2-0 up. Yonder's physical presence and power to either secure possession or give us an opportunity to get him behind and beyond. Hanny was, I thought he was involved in just about everything that went on in possession in the first 20-25 minutes. Did wonderfully well to earn the penalty. And of course, Randall's goal was exquisite. It was, just exactly what, you would want and need in a playoff situation. So it's taken some time, not of necessarily anyone's doing, but I think the fact that, we've been able to, slowly but surely get to this point, and then to see some rewards tonight in the most difficult of scenarios in a playoff game, and under the most pressure the guys have produced.
Tim Sullivan with For Club and Country.
Gary, what was your mindset at halftime? Did you guys feel like you would need at least one more, or did you feel like, it would, since the field had been tilted in the direction that you guys wanted it to go, that you felt pretty good? And then in the second half, how nice was it to see Dax be the one to get the one to put it away?
Yeah, 2-0's a dangerous scoreline. I think, we all feel that. If they're able to get themselves back in the game, there's not much of a buffer there. And the third goal probably puts paid to any comeback. So I think we all knew and felt, especially the way the first half finished. They changed their shape after 30 minutes. I thought we came off of the real sort of boiling point that we were on for 25 minutes. and they started to get back in the game, and they showed, you know, some of the qualities that they have. And I think we all felt that they were going to do their very utmost, of course, to commit more bodies forward and to be a little bit more aggressive. And the third goal was going to be instrumental in where this game moved and ultimately ended up. So, you know, there was a little bit of anxiety in the changing room, not so much about the way we were playing, but more so about trying to achieve that third goal. But I think there were a couple of things in that latter part of that first half that, you know, we just needed to try and take a little bit more advantage of. We were a little bit sloppy in our build out, went a little bit too long, too often in that final 15 minutes of the half. There weren't many chances taken, and I completely understand that from the group. We're in a good spot, 2-0 up. But as you saw the second half unfold, there were some really nice passages of play, and I thought we built out 2-3 times really, really well, and showed, I think, a different side to us. You know, I'm not sure the guys are given enough credit for some of the quality that there is in the group, and you know, you've seen just about every facet needed to win an important game tonight.
Ben Wright with Broadway Sports.
Yeah, Gary, a lot of the talk before the game was about how Miami would come in and control possession. You also talked before the break about just how hard it would be to keep up momentum after that Orlando win. Can you just talk about what went on in the 2 weeks prior that allowed you guys to get out to such a fast start against a decent Miami team?
Well, first of all, I must say, I can't imagine that their week has been straightforward at all. I think we've all seen, you know, some of the sort of tweets and news that have gone out about the difficulties they've encountered. So, you know, credit to them. They've still got a very strong squad. And if we look at the likes of Matuidi and Pizarro still on the field and firing on all cylinders, you know, they're a very good side. You know, the simple fact is, when you get a bit more time, and we've had 12 days to prepare for this game, you get the opportunity to get the right balance of rest and tactical, technical, and athletic work, aerobic work within those 12 days. And throughout that period of time, after a terrific win in Orlando, the feel around the group was, you know, you could almost touch it. There was excitement, there was anticipation, there was a lot of you know, real energy that worked towards this game, and we got through some very good work. And I think that played into the first 25 minutes. But make no mistake about this, you know, the game, other than, you know, obviously the energies that the guys bring to it, the game is brought to life with a moment of brilliance from Randall. You know, the strike that takes us into the lead, gives everyone a big lift and gets us on the front foot again, and gets us believing that we can achieve exactly what we felt was, you know, in front of us and available to us from the very outset.
Steve Cavendish with Nashville SC.
Thanks. By this point in a normal season, you would have seen Toronto up close. How do you prepare for a one-off game against them, and what are you expecting from Toronto?
They're a top side. I mean, when we start talking about, you know, elite teams in MLS, this Toronto team, you know, have to be spoken in that category. Championship winning teams have just about every quality that you need. Otherwise, you don't lift silverware. They're well balanced, they're competitive, they're organised, they have pace, they have power, they have some terrific individuals who are capable of turning the game on its head in a moment. And it will be a very, very tough game. But I think if you look at how we've adapted and how we've managed to, you know, evolve in our development and as a team. We've gone away from home to some tough places, and we've made not only competitive games, but we've gone and scored goals. We've managed games well. And I think we've also shown the sort of qualities you need to win on the road, appreciating that they're not actually at home and they're in Hartford, Connecticut. You know, they'll know that area and the field and the surroundings. We will, but it isn't home. And we have to do our very utmost to try and unsettle them and make life difficult and bring the game our way and make it the sort of game that we can take advantage of.
Gentry Estes with the Tennessean.
Yeah, Gary, given the injuries and some of the I guess, you know, moving pieces you've had on the roster this year, was this really the first time you felt like you had it at full force, you know, to really, you know, after the break to see what these guys could do and everything kind of firing all at the same time?
I think you're right. Yeah. When I looked at the group going out tonight, you know, there's been some guys that have come onto the field that have done a fabulous job and, you know, still have this evening when we've needed that extra push. But as I looked at the group that started, I'm not sure we can be much stronger. You know, there's one or two areas that if we, you know, replaced an individual, you might say, okay, well, not a lot will change. But I think the really important part that was mentioned earlier is having, you know, your DPs on the field. And with Yonda, Hanny, and Randall all on the field at the same time, you know, there's an air of expectation. There's a different feel about the group. The guys, you know, I think look at what we're capable of and go into the game with, you know, far more vigor. And I think you saw that in the first 20, 25 minutes. We started on the front foot. We played some terrific football. We played at a good pace. We were ultra competitive. And I think, to be perfectly honest, you know, looking back now, the game was won in 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes. And, you know, that's real credit to the way the guys went about their business.
Hey, Gary, congrats on the win. I know you addressed this a bit in the TV interview after the game, but could you give a little more update on Godoy's status, what he was dealing with coming into the match, and if he's got any chance of having a role against Toronto?
Yeah, he came off against Orlando with a tight hamstring, and over the last 12 days, you know, we've nursed him through that and got him to a point where, you know, to be perfectly honest, he's you know, morning, noon, and night has been working hard to get himself fit and to be in the right place, and he's looked great. And the crazy thing is, he was about 3 minutes away from coming off, and I don't quite know, you know, the full extent of it. I'm disappointed that obviously he's been forced off, but I think what we'll find out is how bad it is in the next 24 hours or so. You know, at this point, it's difficult to work out if he's got a muscle strain or it's just severe tightness. If it's the latter, there's a good chance he'll be available for Tuesday, and if it's the first one, I guess there won't be much chance in the quick turnaround.
He's been key for you guys tonight and all year, yeah?
He's been unbelievable. He's been an integral part of how we've moved, developed, and what we've become. He's not just a top player. He's a terrific professional as well. He's great character, and he's given us incredible stability on and off the field.
Captain Dax McCarty and winger Randall Leal, both of them scored a goal tonight. Your reactions on tonight's game, on the win, and of course the goal?
Okay, we are really happy because we won. You know, this what we won. For me, was a little bit difficult, because I didn't train with the team, but I think this is the proof. Then we are a group, you know. Uh, and okay, it's one step more, and I think we need to keep working like this and to get the result. Now we have a difficult game away, and we have to correct the mistake and be sharp for this game.
Wow. I'm very impressed with Randall's English. This is amazing stuff, man. This is good stuff here. I couldn't have said it better myself. I'm really happy with the way we started the game. Obviously started really brightly, got just a fantastic goal from Randall, and that really gave us confidence and set us on our way. First 20, 30 minutes were really bright from us, and I thought we were deserved to be up 2-0. You know, Miami, they've had some issues. I think that they switched formations, and I think that it helped us in the beginning, and then they switched back to a more familiar formation, 4-3-3, and I thought they were a little bit tougher to deal with when they went back and they had a little bit more possession. And we did what we've been doing well all season. We stayed compact. We waited to hit them on the counterattack. Obviously, in the second half, I thought there were tons of openings for us to extend the lead even further, you know, go from 3-0 to 4-0, 4-0 to 5-0, but we weren't as clinical. But if you score 3 goals at home, especially with the way that our defense has played all year, you expect to win the game, no question about it. So really happy with the performance and the result. Now we have to recover and get ready for one of the better teams in the league in Toronto.
We will open now the floor for questions, and we will begin with Tim Sullivan for Club and Country with a question for you, Randall.
Randall, what was your week like finding out that you'd be able to play in this game when you were in Spain and traveling back and then playing without having the chance to train with your teammates?
And always talk with my teammates about what they did during the week, you know. So they explained me a little bit. Also yesterday I spoke with Gary to know what he want for this game, and I think I was ready to start with the team, and this is the thing, and this kind of moments, you know, to be honest and to be available if you can play or if you think maybe you can sit on the bench. And I talked with him to say that I was ready to play because I played 45 minutes Monday. So yeah, this is the team, to be honest, and see which is who is the how is the better, you know, the better for the team.
Ray Hills with the Tennessean with another question for you, Randall.
Randall, how did it feel to play with Hani and Yonder and feel that sort of skill up front? And do you feel a good pressure for you to want to find the goals from within, not necessarily pressure from the outside, but like an internal pressure that, you know, makes you want to find those goals?
It's always for me a pleasure to play with all these guys, Hani, Yonder, or Derek. This season was a little bit, you know, different because we play with all the central, all the attackers, all the wingers. So I think it doesn't matter who plays. I think we are in a good position. We are in a good shape, all the players, and I think it doesn't matter if I play or Hani or Derek. You know, you see when we go out, the players that come in always try to keep the same level. So this is important for us, you know.
Steve Cavendish with Nashville SC.
Dax, when we talked before the season, you were optimistic about being able to pull together a solid side, and you liked some of the pieces. But did you think that you'd be playing not only in the playoffs, but also winning a playoff game and advancing?
Well, you always have confidence in yourself. You always believe in your group. And I don't think you really know exactly what you have until you step on the field and start playing. And when we were in preseason, I could see that there were some really encouraging signs. There were some really good pieces. It's just a matter of how those pieces are going to come together and gel and take to the coach's tactics. I think that some teams kind of go up and down throughout the season, especially expansion teams. There can be a little bit of inconsistency. Sometimes they're up here and sometimes they're down at the bottom. So the thing that I like about our team is that we've constantly raised our level throughout the year. I think we've constantly been on an upward trajectory, and we've really hit a really good vein of form going into the playoffs. So it feels good. I've had confidence, like I said, in this group since day one. And this is just the first step. The thing that I like about our group was in the locker room after the game, you know, we're happy. We celebrate with each other. We're like a family. But once we're done tonight, we move on and we focus on Toronto, because I think that there's more out there for us. I think that we can continue to surprise people and go deep into these playoffs.
Ben Wright with Broadway Sports with a question for you, Dax.
Yeah, Dax, just walk me through your goal a little bit. When you picked the ball up in your own half and saw all that space and not many Miami defenders challenging for you, what went through your mind?
Yeah, as you guys know, I don't score many. So it was a little bit of a surprise, obviously, when the ball went in the net. But when I picked up the ball in midfield, I knew I had a little bit of space, and I could hear Walker's loud voice behind me yelling, "Go, go, go." And so I took his advice and I just started dribbling. I knew that to my left was Dan Lovitz making a good run up the left-hand side, and I knew that he was always going to be the option that I wanted to play. It was just a matter of what Alvis Powell did. And he continued to drop, and I figured he would cut off the inside and make me play the pass to Dan, but he never did that. And so once I got close to the top of the box, I figured, why not? They're continuing to drop. They don't respect my ability to score goals, which is fair enough. You know, I can't blame them, but I just wanted to try to keep the ball on frame, hit it good, and you know, try to follow in Randall's footsteps to put our team on our way to victory. So it felt really good when it went in. Don't score many. Don't expect to score many, but when I do, it's always a nice surprise.
Kyle Bonagura with ESPN.
There we go. Hi, Dax. Clean sheet tonight, and maybe you were asked this, since Walker was named the Defensive Player of the Year, but can you just kind of walk me through what kind of impact he's had on the club this year, kind of leading the back line?
Yeah, Walker's been fantastic. I mean, that's obvious. He won Defender of the Year rightfully for a reason. And it's not just, him scoring goals. It's not just the way that he helps, marshal the back line. It's the intangibles that he brings. It's the way that he is in the locker room. He's a student of the game. He's a leader. He's a guy that never wants to lose, even in training. Everything is a competition with him. And I think that type of attitude is infectious throughout the whole team. It's pretty obvious that we built our team from the back forward, and we laid a really solid foundation. Once we made the trade for Walker, it became up another level from what we already had. So I think not just Walker, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention our whole back line, who throughout the season, it hasn't mattered who has stepped in, whether that's Brian Beckless, Eric Miller, Jaleel Anibaba. Obviously, Dave Romney and Dan Lovitz have been so good. I think Walker said it best. You can't have a great season as a defender without having other really good pieces around you. So all those guys in the back line, and Joe Willis deserve a ton of credit. Joe Willis had a fantastic season. He should have been in the running for a goalkeeper of the year, and it's a shame that he wasn't. But the good thing about our team is that no one cares about individual accolades. People just want to win as a group, and that's it.
We have time for one more question from Johnny Peña International for you, Randall.
Yeah, congratulations for both for beautiful scores. Question for Randall: do you think Nashville can be a champion?
Always we need to think like this. If we don't think like this, it's better to stop here. I think this is the conviction that we have on the team, But okay, we need to go step by step. Now we if one step. Tuesday we have another difficult game, and you know, everything can happen. It's only one game, you know. So this is the conviction that we need to have, and I think we are in a good sharp. We are a good team. This is the most important. We are a group, and like I say, everything can happen.